Hello, this is the trade site Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 12th of November, ending Friday, the 17th. Hope you had a good trading week. It wasn't a very big week, pretty flat overall. We had a couple winners, a couple losers. Nothing super exciting. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. As you can see, we really haven't gone anywhere for the last 2 weeks. So, of course, not easy to make money when you're in that narrow of a range. Let's look at the major indices on the dailies. Then we'll look at the intra-week action. Then we'll look at the forecast for what's coming out this week in terms of economic data. So here's the euro dollar, pretty much the inverse of the dollar index. You'll note the 13 seek or sell signal back at the beginning of September was the high to the day, so it nailed it. Good signal. Pound dollar also been very flat now, actually for a month, really. I mean, if you look at it, it's basically been in a 250 pip range for 4 weeks. So that's not very interesting. The Aussie dollar has been flat for 2 weeks, along with the dollar. Pound yen, not much there. One good day up would get us a 13 seeker sell signal there. Euro yen very flat this week. Pound Swiss, not very exciting. And the New Zealand dollar, also not very interesting. All right, so 30-minute candles for the week. High to low on the euro dollar was only 120 pips. That includes the dip down Tuesday. And the thing is, if you really look at the week, from Monday through most of Thursday into Thursday, we had a 70, 65 pip range for 4 days. And remember, we had that bank holiday, obviously, on Friday for Veterans Day, and that was actually the better range Thursday night going into Friday. So not much action there this week. The pound dollar, high to low for the week, is only 160 pips. It was a little bit back and forth. That's what got us the winners that we did get. All right, so there's not much to look at on the charts. Let's just go through the economic data coming out this week. Got the Japan PPI, UK right move housing price index, China foreign direct investments. Monday, you got preliminary machine tool orders out of Japan, German WPI out of Europe, Canada's bank holiday, mortgage delinquencies at some point this week out of the U.S. We got the federal budget balance at 2 p.m. Eastern time Monday here, NAB business confidence out of Australia Monday night, industrial production, fixed asset investment, and retail sales out of China. Tuesday, we've got German preliminary GDP and final CPI out of Europe and Germany, M2 money supply out of China, and new loans at some point Tuesday or Wednesday. Got a Fed member speaking here. Got the Swiss PPI, Italian preliminary GDP. That's not going to rock the world. CPI, PPI, RPI here out of the UK at 4:30 a.m. Eastern time Tuesday morning. Flash GDP out of Europe, ZOO economic sentiment out of Germany, and then the broad European sector at 5 a.m. Tuesday morning, along with their industrial production. Got some speeches out of various bank members around the globe, including Yellen. We've got NFIB Small Business Index here in the U.S., PPI in the U.S. Tuesday morning at 8:30, Westpac Consumer Sentiment out of Australia, GDP out of Japan, Wage Price Index and New Motor Vehicle Sales out of Australia. Those aren't going to move the needle. Japan's revised industrial production, French final CPI. We got UK unemployment rate at 4:30 a.m. Wednesday morning, European trade balance, German 10-year bond auction. U.S., we got the CPI. That's one of our big three each month, so we'll be half size ahead of that Tuesday going into Wednesday. We've also got retail sales and Empire State Manufacturing Index at the same time. Then business inventories 30 minutes into the stock market. Crude oil inventories, that's the weekly number, 10:30 a.m. MI inflation expectations out of Australia and their employment data that night. Now we're on to Thursday. Retail sales out of the UK, Spanish 10-year bond auction. CPI out of Europe, that's the final number. 10-year bond auction out of the UK. Manufacturing sales out of Canada, the weekly unemployment claims here in the U.S., along with import-export prices, and the Philly Fed at 8:30 a.m. Thursday morning. Capacity utilization and industrial production at 9:15. Bank of Canada's review at 10:30 a.m. Natty gas here in the U.S., that's the weekly number at 10:30 on Thursday. Business NZ Manufacturing Index and PPI out of New Zealand, 4:45 or so p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday night. Current account out of Europe, Italian trade balance, and then Canada's CPI numbers, building permits and housing starts here in the U.S. That's it. That'll wrap up the week. It's also options expiration for November on Friday. Just keep that in mind. Charts as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week.